Hi, this is Makona Spokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Today I want to start with part one of a great topic that I want to speak about for the young men out there that are listening to us in this platform of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. And I want to speak about how to become a great leader. How to become a great leader. Now, as a young man, it's a great desire that you should have to become a great leader in this life. We are having what we call leadership vacuum. We're having what we call leadership space that is unoccupied, particularly in the days that we're living in. We're having a leadership vacuum in politics. We're having leadership vacuum in general in the communities. We're having leadership vacuum in our societies as well. And everywhere you go, you'll realize that we don't have great leaders at all. And it's actually very painful to say that. And that is the reason why my desire is to develop you as a great leader, as a young man. But you need the desire to do so because as a young man, if you're going to be a great leader, you need to have hunger to become a great leader. You need to have the desire to have a great leader. And this is the reason why I want to speak about this. And today I want to just outline it as part one of this great topic. How to become a great leader. Now, the first thing that I want to emphasize and speak to you about is to become a great leader, you need to encourage others to grow. Leadership is about identifying people. Leadership is about developing people. Leadership is about having a desire for others to grow. So in other words, it must be your desire not to look at yourself and want yourself only to become the superstar that you are. But you must be able to say, who are they that are within me or around me that I need to develop and make sure that I encourage them to grow. Because it's very important that everyone grows, because if we are going to see a flurry of leaders in the future or in the near future, we are going to make sure that everybody is encouraged to grow and that everybody is shown the path of growing and exhume their potential of growth and let them know that they can grow and therefore encourage them in growing. This is very important. And immediately we start to venture into a setup whereby we encourage others to grow. We are therefore on the path of developing leaders, because a great leader is somebody who's able to produce great leaders as well. Is somebody who's able to encourage people to become great leaders. Because great leaders are not doorkeepers. They don't close and block the road for others to progress to become great leaders. But great leaders are the people that are producers and manufacturers of great leaders. And that's very important. So therefore, if you want to be a great leader as a young man, you must actually have greater intention and a courage of encouraging others to grow. Because if you encourage people to grow, whether academically, you want people to grow, whether physically, mentally, you want people to grow psychologically, and therefore you empower them and encourage them to grow, then you are a great leader in that regard. Now continue doing that, having that desire at all times of others to grow and encouraging them to grow at all times. And that sets you on the path of becoming a great leader yourself. Secondly, you need to lead by example. Now, I want to speak this with more passion because it's very important that we understand that the people that we are saying has created a vacuum in leadership is particularly the failure of leading exemplary life. Because you cannot lead the people while you are not an example. Because the greatest learning of subordinates from a leader is that which they see with their eyes than what they hear with their ears. So in other words, you cannot go out there and display yourself in the sense of talk to be a great leader while you are not exemplary in lifestyle. So in other words, leadership is actually a great leadership when it is actually through a lifestyle, when it comes to exemplary lifestyle. Because people want to see what you are doing than what you are saying. People want to follow you because of the footsteps that you are taking, or the direction that you are taking, and the vision that you have shaped up before you, and you are walking towards it. Now, that's what inspires people. People are not inspired by words. People are not inspired by the talk shops that we're creating. But the life that you live and the example that you do towards others and how you treat people and just how you live with people, just how you do things is the example that people are watching at. Now, can I say this? That even children, if you're going to orientate children to life, or induct children to life, which we call socialization in the family. When you socialize kids, the greatest way to socialize kids is not by what you're saying. The greatest discipline that you can instill to kids is not what you're saying, but it's a lifestyle that you live in your own family. If you are, as parents, setting an example of people, of lifestyle in the family, your kids are more likely to follow that lifestyle than if you are saying and making noise every day, screaming and shouting at the kids and trying to correct them with every single mistake. That is not going to help a lot. What is going to help is what we call exemplary life. So lead by example. That's being a great leader. Now, as a young man as well, desire to lead by example at all times. So please be concerned about what people are watching on you. Be concerned about what you're doing, because whatever you do, remember that there's someone watching and they are actually copying what you are doing, because they are following you as an example, as a role model, and therefore they will do that which you do. But great leaders make sure that they don't do fallible things and mistakes that will make others to really live by. So we're speaking about great leaders that will forever want to shape their lives in an exemplary manner so that other people can follow the example that they are. Thirdly, as a great leader, great leaders they have a strong vision. Now, as a young man, I want to emphasize this, that unless you discover your vision, life is going to frustrate you. Unless you discover your vision, you are not going to have direction in life. Now, great men and women in this life are those that discovered their vision, those that know the purpose of their life, and they're pursuing the vision of their lives every step of the way. Because that's the only way you're going to have focus in your life. That's the only way you're going to have motivation in life that will drive you even when you don't feel like anymore. There are times when in life we walk and we get weary, whereby we're faced with challenges that drain us. There are times when there are oppositions that push us back. But when you've got a vision and the vision is clear upon you and it is a strong vision in you, it is going to channel you to continue even when it's difficult to do so. When there are all tides and opposition, when there's all words of discouragement, when there's all this push and pulls that are pulling you back or pushing you back, you're going to stand firm because of the strong vision that you have. Now, great leaders are people with strong visions. And I want to urge you as a young man that it is very pertinent and very important that you discover a strong vision. You discover a vision in your life that you will actually institute in your life and pursue. Because when you pursue a vision, it is going to help you to drive towards a direction that is very clear. So that's very key, that as an individual, you make sure that you follow your vision step by step. And make sure that you are actually driven by a vision. And therefore, that vision that you have, if it is strong in you, it is the one that will wake you up at night. It is the one that will drive you to continue even when you feel weak. It is the one that will actually encourage you when you feel discouraged. There are times when you feel weary and lazy to do things. But when you've got a strong vision, it drives you to do so. Now, I must emphasize that strong visions have got tendency of driving or injecting some life of consistency in you. Because great consistency is the only but one reason that will keep you going to be able, as a great leader, to be able to influence others and those that are around you. And people will be able to follow a good leader in you by the consistency that you have. And that goes back to what we've mentioned before, that will build up what we call exemplary life. So therefore, vision is very important. And I want you to remember that and have a strong vision as a young man. I want to end up here today. Your host, Makona Spokane. Thank you very much for being part of this great topic. And this was part 1. I'll deal with part 2 tomorrow. As you join us, please join us tomorrow as we deal with part 2. May the good Lord bless you. And cheers for now.